So, Mureki Legwape, the man in charge of this fixture, a 29-year-old from Johannesburg originally. His first assistant is now the last of their days, the twilight of their youth careers, so to speak, before they move on to the professional scene.
Well, that's quite interesting. Myself and Sam Bata, we started a School of Excellence in 1993 when it opened, 94. We're speaking about Dylan because Dylan was one of the first players that came to me as a striker. I converted him to a left back in those days in 1994. And now he's gone on to be a player's coach as well.
Now, here's a chance for Spartak Moscow, pushing forward and hoping to get the shot that eventually does come in, and it's the opening goal with a minute gone by. It's a stunning start for Spartak Moscow, a shocking start for Бидвест Wits, the best possible start for any neutral watching on.
Well, we hardly caught our breath there, and brilliant shot taken there from Markitesov. I mean, unbelievable shot. Ball was running loose for him, and look, he looks up, side foots it. Look at the quality
on his back, you know how he kept his cool and looked to turn at defense, play with his back to goal and bringing others into it. They might be big lads, these young Spartak Moscow players, but they are comfortable with the ball at their feet. They are highly intelligent. You'll observe as this game goes on, and they've got problems. Nice movement, and the shot then calling for a good save from Eleferenko. Positive that from Бидвест Wits, who aren't to be denied themselves. 3 minutes, 2 goals, 1-1.
Fantastic goal.
To a flyer.
Fantastic goals. The reaction again there, the Бидвест, but the keeper made a great save initially, but instead of clearing the ball into the goal line, the defender there tried to pass the ball back. Here you see it. He strikes the ball well, and look at this here. Instead of clearing the ball, he passes it back. Keeper tries to pass it out, and there we see great anticipation there, wonderfully taken goal.
Well, he had the original shot, the Dean Human, and that confusion defensively, only saw it wrong. Scored 5 goals in that game against the School of India, Proshliakov. First half hat-trick, inside I think 20 minutes or so.
Well, you know, since we're looking at that team, I probably think they're there for the taking. Any team could score. You could score maybe, I think if you look at the 2 games, 35 goals, you know, this game is going to probably get a couple more goals.
Approaching the last 10. It's a match that had an explosive start. I mentioned 2 boxers earlier on that knocked each other out in the first round and gone to have an even fight going on for the last 12 or last 10 rounds, maybe I should say. But so they certainly do mix that part of evolution and education with this part, the enjoyment part. It's a nice gala dinner, nice experience for all of the lads to mix and interact away from the soccer fields.
Yeah, it's always fantastic when you come to a beautiful country like South Africa. It's no use just coming to Nike Stadium and back to the hotel, although that is...
Russia rather, I should say, and just 1 for the men from South Africa. Spartak looking for the early attack, asking too much of the movement in this near side of Sazonov. What is interesting about the Spartak side, some of the lads have been together for the last 6 years in the squad that's made the travels down here to South Africa. So there's also a telepathic understanding by now, having grown up together.
Well, it's important if you look at this as an under-17 team, every player, Chinese player, American tennis player. But in saying that, I do believe that if you play against the best or play with the best, that's the only way you're going to improve, because the competition you play will determine your progress. If you play against weaker opponents, you won't improve because you'll be, like they say, one eye in the land of the blind.
LeBron James, the star of the league, so to speak, the face of the league. So Jitiro is one of those that, without putting pressure on the youngster, will be tasked with that, his generation, seeing if we can get a Leslie Manyatela.
I think those were naturally gifted players.
Superstitious in nature and beliefs coming out and pointing an accusatory finger at this particular fixture.
But then again, I don't know if the Spartak Moscow guys use juju.
No.
You think so?
Well, I was very surprised to hear the conversation we had on Soccer Africa most recently that out in Europe it's more popular than it turns out I thought. But I hadn't heard any stories over the years really of significance, and I've had plenty from around the continent, the African continent that is.
I know it's common in South America, but then again, there's a lot of African tradition and culture in South America, in Brazil.
The party at that size.
100%. It's always a blessing to have all of the attributes.
Look at Fellaini is the perfect example in the opposite for a big
Sure.
man.
But then the best players in the world, if you look at Lionel Messi, is not the tallest.
No,
and
he's just a magician.
He's just something else.
The skill and the strength. And showing watching those duels, yeah? Also, I'm not just meaning it from a Markitesov point of view. The young man that won the set piece here from Бидвест Humans, in the two goal scorers battling then against one another, he made a good solid fight of it in a battle he shouldn't, well, he had no right putting up the fight he did, but he did. Big heart.
Big heart, and you can see he's got a low center of gravity, not tall, not big, but strong on the ball. And something they're doing at Wits as far as the physicality is equip these boys to compete with
the choice of being in the lead. Your opponents become your ball boys. Thrown on the near side, and Spartak Moscow lads all stood. They didn't run up to the ball. One of the Бидвест lads ran from infield, off the field, got the ball, and brought it right back to where it should be taken.
So true, eh? So true. You just wanna see that clock slowing down, and you make use of every minute.
Change being made here. It's Бидвест best that will make it. Malik Mashinini will be coming on here. Making way. Tebola. So, Бидвест Wits ball.
Well, the coach has made quite a few subs to effect more positivity moving forward, but they haven't really gotten that many shots on target. I think Vidvest need to use more wing play to throw these big fellows out of the center and look for cutbacks to get back on even terms.
Wall at this age group we've seen here at the Nike Center. Oh, that's a cross-come shot. Keeper's got fingertips onto it, and then the ephemeral goal coming to the rescue for Spartak Moscow.
Very unfortunate there, very unfortunate. Excellently taken, and disappointment with that one not entering the goal, but you have to compliment the shot from Human. It had so much pace on it, so much spin on it. Really well taken.
It's a goal here, Бидвест Wits. That's the question. Well, they get the shot and they do find it.
Brilliant goal there.
Ball from the back and right through midfield is Humans. He was very involved in the creation of this goal, but in the end, it's a perfectly placed shot that's given the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. Beautifully taken.
Beautifully taken there from the substitute. Mashinini took it so well. In fact, the goalkeeper was...
Well, looked up the fixture list just to anticipate what to expect today. And when I saw these two sides facing each other, this was yesterday, the prospect meant, look, we should be having a very good game here, defending champions, and I was very impressed. Yes, it was 15-0.
There was more options coming from the right. He rushed his shot, and the keeper was well positioned.
something we're seeing a lot of. Every time there's a foul, Farouk, and I wanted to pick your brain on this, you'll see a referee say twice and last time. And, we were talking, and you were talking earlier about fouls that are necessary at times, but unnecessarily vicious, and that's not warranting any punishment. You think of a Claude Makelele, players of that nature, hardly picked up a yellow card, always committing fouls or winning the ball back or involved in that part of the game where it has to get physical. And the list in examples could carry on and on, but in the interest of time, these days we're seeing referees just maybe say, let's say, count 3 offenses rather than the severity of the offenses showing a card. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you know, it's the discretion of the referee, how he reads the game, and some of them, as you often say, click, click, bang. They're quick to pull the trigger. They don't obviously look at the foul.